Yo, what is up, guys? Hello, everybody. We back. So I want to make a video to kind of remedy my first, my last video, which I done on my dev setup. It wasn't all that correct from the start. So what I wanted to say, I switched my mind. Basically, the idea was that VS Code, doesn't matter, any editor basically in a Flatpak is utter trash. What actually happened is I couldn't use my extensions. For example, if I go right now to the Codium, so I program in Clojure, but for this example, never mind. Let me put this here. I installed Calva, for example. Calva is basically the go-to extension for VS Code and VS Codium. For Clojure, it's the best thing on earth. So yeah, just install it. It's really good. It's as you can see, it's 5 stars. Really nice extension. And so the problem is you know, like I used like this host exec or whatever to basically open a terminal from the Flatpak to the host machine in my previous video. Well, guess what? Well, it doesn't work in a Flatpak for Calva, because Calva assumes that you have Java directly installed in this Flatpak environment. So meaning you kind of, if you open a Calva and want to jack into your Clojure project, it won't work because it is missing Java. And so the only thing kind of to remedy this that I kind of found off the top of my head would be to install this, how's it called in Flatpak? These are called Free Desktop SDK, whatever. Maybe I can show you. Let me see. So Flatpak has like a search. Let's go Free Desktop SDK. Let's search it. Yeah. And so you could you could like get this one maybe, right? Like, is it like called open? No. It's extension. All right. So you could like get this one, and so it would install Java, but it just feels so bad to me. Like now it is totally not flexible. Don't like it, because maybe some other extensions going to need Node.js. Now you have to install Node.js. It is really not the greatest thing. I don't like it because it just feels awkward. Flatpak is kind of for visual apps, but yeah, you would have to need kind of to install now Java 5 times on your machine, right? Because I also installed Java with Mies, so it wasn't feeling that great. Also, I was kind of also directly sick and tired of VS Code, VS Codium in the Flatpak, especially because I was like thinking, okay, what other next problem I will encounter, so it kind of some extension breaks or whatever. So yeah, this would be a solution, but I decided, okay, what are we going to do? We just need to install it somewhere else. So now if you look at the screen, is where could we install VS Codium? And the homebrew obviously not. So the homebrew cannot install VS Codium. It is a Mac application there. It is not for Linux use. We never touch the Bluefin running system. This is like a no-go. This I won't ever touch. I don't care what happens. Yeah, I will try everything and anything else before I actually touch my my really root system, because the root system actually boots everything else. So we don't touch it. We have Bluefin DX. Bluefin DX, somebody would say. So the developer experience branch of Bluefin, basically the container which gives you VS Codium, DevPod, and everything else. You can also see it here, developer mode, right? Here you can see that they have like a thing, and you can switch to it using their UJust dev mode, right? Or you just choose and then you enter dev mode. But didn't also want to do this because for me, it installs VS Code, not Codium, and I don't want to use VS Code. I want to be completely Libre, so VS Codium, even if it's a pain. Because yeah, VS Code is obviously just better, but in terms of it's not Libre actually, so don't want to do that. And it installs a lot of quote unquote bloat that I don't want on my system. I just want actually a VS Codium and that's it. You know, for me it was a bit of adding a DX was a bit of overkill, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm sure like if you're a normal user, you just install DX and start working, you know. But yeah, for me, it was kind of like I want this one time. I kind of want to get the system just right, how I want it. So yeah. Next thing, I looked in the Arch. So we cannot install it on the Fedora here. We cannot install it on the Homebrew, right? So I was thinking about, so there is like the Flatpak, let's say FP for Flatpak. We kind of tried it in the Flatpak. And yeah, obviously it works, but you need to install in the Flatpak also Java in there, and it was feeling a bit too clunky. It wasn't like, I don't know, like I just kind of want the terminal to open it. This is exactly like I don't want to think about, okay, this command or this extension is like doing this, and why does it work in the terminal but not in the extension? Because I was in the VS Codium and you can get here a jack-in and you can copy the jack-in to the command line. I was pasting it in the terminal on the system, it was working. So I understood, okay, something with the Flatpak is wrong. Voila. And at the end, I was like thinking, okay, so yeah, you could install the Java GDK. I'm not quite sure, as you can see, maybe this would be a better solution. Write me in the comments down below. But there was also another solution. There was like the normal TGZ download from GitHub and just open VS Code, but it's obviously not a package. I don't even know if it self-updates and stuff. It feels like really messy. It's not the greatest thing. And then the other thing was an app. How is it called? Let me see. Yo, bankroll. How's it called? Tell me. Everybody knows about them. This weird package format. This is just one file. You click on it. It kind of works. It's horrible for security. Oh no! Don't do this to me. GitHub. Yes, Codium. I will just click on it and I will immediately know. Don't do this to me. App image. Yes, app image. So let's go back. So app image, yes. So this would be also possible, but this is another layer of abstraction. This is just to install it on the main system. And yeah, it is horrible for security. It just packages basically everything for the lowest common denominator of Linux distribution, which is out there currently. So yeah, and updating is I guess you need to have, like, I never used them and I actually don't plan to ever use them. So yeah, you kind of maybe need, I'm not quite strong with them. So yeah, you kind of need maybe a tool which auto updates your app images and kind of another package manager basically. So like now for me, it's just like my head almost explodes here. I want my system to be simple still. So app images were not a thing, and also the TarGZ is just not a thing. I'm not like pro, like are we in the 1980s? Not extracting some TarGZ, what the fuck? So I was thinking about this, and actually this was crazy. In my last video I said I use Toolbox. Don't ever, sorry, like I don't want to be harsh, but never ever use Toolbox. It's just Distrobox is so much better, and I explain you why. So I installed it in Distrobox. I just get rid of my Toolbox. I installed Arch Linux in Distrobox, and there you can just install VS Codium. And guess what? Why do I choose Arch Linux? I just want basically a good Linux distribution for package manager wise. And Arch Linux is like one of the best, like one with the NixOS and maybe Gentoo and some other like Void and whatever. But you have like all the packages. Like VS Codium bin is in the AUR. There's a package in there, you know. You just install it from the AUR. That's exactly what I did. And then you have this really cool tool which is called Distro Shelf, which is also installed in Bluefin. And you can just click. There's a Distrobox export command if you want to do it manually, but I was just so tired. I just clicked here with the GUI, and you can export the binary, and you can export the VS Codium Wayland session here. And what it does is basically it shares it with your system. Yeah. So as you can see, I have like a thing here. Great, right? I was thinking really good. Now I can install the binary, like I exported the binary and I exported the GUI application. Great. And now everything made so much sense, but because now I actually don't actually think about this whole part. No, maybe make it better. This whole part doesn't actually interest me. Bro, if you really think about it, Bluefin and Homebrew and all this stuff, it is actually just a bootloader for Arch Linux. This is why I proudly present you my fast fetch Arch Linux NeoFetch. Let's go. You might just think about it. I'm using Arch Linux, but with all the benefits of having an immutable atomic rolling release. Bluefin guys, just let me in peace, let me code, get away from me, like type of distro. It's so good. Like they update my whole system. The hardworking dudes at Bluefin update my whole system. I don't even have to worry, and I'm just using Arch Linux, but I never had to install Arch Linux, and I actually don't even plan to. Like, I don't need to partition shit. I don't need to worry about stuff. I have the best package manager on earth, maybe with NixOS, obviously, with the Nix package manager. But like, just if you like go, I guess the not the declarative route, but kind of also the I know I don't want the debate. NixOS can also install packages imperatively, but yeah, just Arch Linux Pro, like so good, so good. And so you have Arch Linux. I just boot in it, and I basically develop from it. And now, what did I do? Well, really simple. The idea now is really simple. You just have your projects. Your Arch Linux just knows your home directory, so he knows your projects. You just basically bootstrap Meson Plus on both here and here. Here it's not really necessary, but I kind of don't want the annoying bash reminder that I'm not having Mies. And it is quite nice because Mies gonna install it into your local share Mies, right? In local share Mies, he will install all the software, so he knows all the software. Everything I need globally in my system, I install it globally with Mies use. He will put it in my home config Mies config toml, so he looks here. And if I write a project, then he just looks here. He just looks here and looks in the Mies toml. It's so great. Actually, it's really great. And I basically am always in, I always open here my Codium. So VS Codium is directly in the Arch Linux. And when I open it, I'm here on Arch, you know, so nothing can actually happen. Like, and the only thing how I fixed this problem with Calva, because Calva wants native GDK. How can I disable this? Like, it's so annoying. Don't. Okay, thanks. So this is Arch Linux. So I'm not in my other system and like, oh, I have to install it with Brew now. And like, I'm already not cluttering my system. And basically what Calva wanted, I don't even know if it would work like this, but I have like Java version here. And this is, I think, running from Mies. But Actually, I just also, to make sure, I installed the GDK with Pacman also, and afterwards Calva worked just fine, because now I'm completely in terms of good boy rules from Linux. You know, every extension now will work, hopefully, because I am on an Arch Linux system, and I basically have VS Codium running in there, and I'm just sharing it from Distrobox visually to my Wayland. So now we all Gucci. And this is basically what I wanted to share with you. Also, it's 50 minutes, so yeah. Let's make it a new video. A new video I will make about Shimoa.